softly. Vicious with vicious cause I be stealing them calmly. Defense be godly. On the floor, I connect more. While open, I connect fours. My mateys hit the green light and your team not even can score. I'm the general, commander of your burial. Make a lockdown is easy, but there is several skills, gaps that you need to learn to fill. If you find the time and patience, you can even get a thrill. Kill them softly. Vicious position, cause I be blocking them strongly. Defense be godly. On the core, team defense better than King Arthur's boy. What you gotta say to that? My presence out of doors. Back and I'm better with my 49ers sweater. Yo, YouTube, what's crackalackajackasmacin? It's Waffleman with a video, man. And boy, oh boy, like I've been saying all the time, I've been enjoying my lockdown defender for a good couple of 3 weeks now, man. I don't know what's changed in 2K, but they did something and the lockdown defender feels so good. It feels almost like the lockdown defender in 2K17. Not just quite there yet. We ain't reached that point yet, but of course we still gotta get the rest of our badges and we gotta get the rest of our attributes, because listen, right now with my lockdown defender, I'm at the second ball for 87 overall, and all the upgrades I've gotten since I made this lockdown defender have not been on steals, blocks, lateral quickness, or speed. All of that is still the same. They gave me a couple of rebounding, they gave me a couple passing. I still didn't even get mid-range shot or three-point shot upgraded. They gave me like layups and dunks like twice now. So listen, man, it's gonna be a grind. But listen, a lot of people are looking at my lockdown defender line and they're saying, you know what, maybe I should make a lockdown with some type of two-way player too. Well, there are 5 things you guys need to know. If you want to make a pure lockdown defender, there are 5 things you need in order to succeed. Because you can't just be looking at my gameplay and all of a sudden be like, let me make this lockdown defender and it's gonna work out great. This is NBA 2K18. This is not 2K17, and all the transactions, all the microtransactions, all the VC you gotta buy for 2K18. I don't want any of you guys to waste your VC and then use a lockdown defender and you'll be like, it's trash. I don't want anybody to do that, because you know 2K now is a money grab, as well as other games like Assassin's Creed Origins. There's microtransactions in that. There's microtransactions in the new Star Wars Battlefront 2 game. By the way, Assassin's Creed Origins, so far fantastic. But the first thing you need if you're going to become a lockdown defender, you need to have a mid-range game, bro. Listen, offense for the lockdown defender is limited because you know you don't have a high mid-range as in 2K17. Some people are trying to combat that by making it a shot creating your secondary for the lockdown, and I wouldn't really make a two-way, you know, shot creator, because you know your defense won't even be that better. But you need to have a mid-range, bro. So find a release for you. Like I said, my best release has always been now release 25 in 2K18, but that has been my money release. You see me greeting shots in one of these games. I shot 6 of 6, 100% for the field, and most of my shots were mid-range shots. And my mid-range is not even maxed. I don't even have any hotspots, but I'm banging it. So you need to be able to shoot, man. And if you're a pure sharpshooter that wants to switch to lockdown defender and you've been missing open mid-range shots and open three-point shots, you gotta work on your shot, man. You gotta work on a shot or find a new release, man. There's plenty of jump shot videos out there. There's nothing wrong with using somebody else's release, man. Get some help. But that's the first thing, man. Make sure you have some type of shot, so at least if you get into that close mid-range area, you can bang it, man. Because you don't want to be a liability where everybody on your team is just cutting into the paint all the time, man. You need to spread the floor out. That's obviously basketball 101. The second thing you need is patience, man. And the reason I say patience is because patience is a part of your offense, man. When you're in the paint as a lockdown defender, same thing with the mid-range and the three-point shot, your layups and dunks are not that high as it was in 2K17. Now, it's still pretty good and you can pretty much still dunk in the paint regularly, but you need to have patience in the paint. In a lot of these games you see that I play, I take my time in the paint. I might pump fake 2, 3, or even 4 times in the paint before going up. That's what you guys need to do. You need to take your time in the paint area, because you're not going to be able to make every single layup or every single dunk. You need to make sure you get your opponent jumping and do a couple pump fakes, man. Because listen, the other team, everybody on defense is never patient, man. They're always impatient. Every time they see someone go into the paint, they automatically jump. But if you know that they're going to do that, just take your time. You have 3 seconds, which is a long 3 seconds to the paint. Take your time. You can even do a drop step if you want to, because 2K gave everybody some type of post offense this year, man. So take your time in the paint. Most likely you'll probably be a 6'7 lockdown or a 6'8 or 6'9 lockdown. You'll probably be bigger than the matchup most of the time, or if not faster than your matchup. So take your time, man. People are going to keep on jumping no matter who you face. You just got to know to stick with it and be patient. Now, the third thing I want to tell you about is very important. And the third thing you need as for a lockdown defender is the grind, man. Listen, for this lockdown defender build, this is one of the builds in this NBA 2K game where you have to grind this player, man. Listen, my playmaking shot creator is still a 90 overall. He only has 1 Hall of Fame badge, but I feel like I could put him to rest and I'd be perfectly fine. Not with the lockdown defender, man. Listen, I have 2 more bars left in steals, blocks, lateral quickness, and speed. That is a huge difference for a lockdown defender's defense, man. Now, for my playmaking shot creator, I'm missing 1 more bar in 3-point shot. But that doesn't mean that's not gonna kill me, because I know I'm still making my 3-point shots. It's only gonna be like a 1 or 2 point difference in my 3-point shot, and I'm gonna be fine. But for this lockdown defender, a lateral quickness difference of 2 or even 3, that is going to be a big deal. A speed difference of 2 or 3, that is going to be a big deal, man. And by the way, never mind, I'm not talking about steals and blocks. I'm talking about lateral quickness, vertical, speed, and strength. Strength, that's going to matter too. So all those stats are going to matter. So you're going to want to grind those players. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm an 87 overall lockdown defender at my 2nd bar at the 87 overall level. And I have not received any upgrades in speed, vertical, lateral quickness, or strength. Everything else has been to other categories. My mid-range is not even close to being max yet. So you're going to have to grind this player. In addition, man, compared to the other archetypes, sure, of course, for your playmaking shot creator, you want to have difficult shots. You want to have ankle breaker. But for your pure lockdown defender, you want to have pickpocket and defensive stopper Hall of Fame, bro. You want to have those badges Hall of Fame. You want to have pick dodger, and you also have rim protector too. But you want to have all those badges at the max level, man. I'm telling you. Right now, my pickpocket is at a silver. And I'm getting a whole bunch of strips right now, man. So can you imagine having a 98 steal with Hall of Fame pickpocket and maybe Hall of Fame defensive stopper? It's going to be insane. That's what I'm saying. If you want to make a great lockdown defender, you're going to have to grind this player, man. You need to grind this player, because you're going to be way more effective the more you keep grinding him. And that goes along with the other attributes for your lockdown defender and the other badges you need to also rank up. But man, if you're going to make a lockdown defender, man, I'm telling you, you want to grind this player out, man. You want to grind him out. And I can already see the greatness that's going to come from this build, from me just sitting there and actually grinding it out. Now, the grinding process in this game is very annoying. I haven't played my career since September. Literally, I have not played my career in September. My career is the most boringest mode this year. They made it so boring to grind on my career. I don't even like to play it. I don't care if it's the best way to grind a player. Listen, I went into my player to try to get pickpocket as quick as I can, and the CPU keeps on the ball. They still have the ball in their hands. It's just annoying, man. I'd stick to playing Park. And listen, I ain't trying to be that stressful level with the my career gameplay, man. I'm done with my career, man. But the fourth thing you need if you want to be a great lockdown defender is you need to be unselfish, man. Lockdown defender is not a main archetype, bro. It's not a main archetype that's going to be on the court, especially on offense. But your archetype, the lockdown defender, is a support character, man. If you go into the game knowing that you don't have to be the highest scoring rated player on the team on offense, you just have to do your part enough to win the game, you'll be perfectly fine. Too many people try to do too much with their archetype sometimes, and it's okay to be the third piece on your team. especially if you're a lockdown defender. Because listen, there are games where actually most of the games I play with my lockdown defender, I end up having the most points. So it's gonna happen sometimes, man. But if you know your role is a support character, you don't have to be taking all the shots all the time. Set some screens for your teammates, do the dirty work, force turnovers for your team, and you'll be perfectly fine. And the last thing is the most obvious thing, man. You gotta be good at defense, man. Listen, a lot of people in 2K are not good at defense. They always complain to 2K about the defense, man. They always talk about how bad the defense is in 2K, when you're probably just bad at defense yourself. So get better on defense, learn to use the sticks properly, and you'll be fine. If you can't play defense, what's your point as a lockdown defender? But anyways, man, leave a like for more. Of course, I will continue to have more videos on this build as I keep progressing and upgrading it. But I am out for now. Have a nice day. Peace.